Hello, thank you for joining me. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. This evening I'm doing a reading for you entitled What is on His Mind, or What is on Her Mind, depending on who we're looking at for you. There are 4 stacks of cards, all shuffled. I put them out to save time. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'd like to pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. I haven't put crystals on them because it confuses everybody apparently. So 1, 2, 3 or 4, use your lucky number or your intuition, your psychic ability. What feels good? Which one looks nice? 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can pick 2 or 3. You don't have just one. You can have all if you want. Because each stack at the end will have 6 lucky numbers for you. 6 lucky numbers for each stack. Whichever one you pick, these lucky numbers could change your life completely. So stay with me till the end for your lucky numbers. Don't miss them. They're important. Also at the end we'll be doing 4 oracle cards for you to see if they back up what the main reading says. So 1, 2, 3 or 4. To pick a card reading, and it's timeless, which means you can find this reading today or 10 years from today. It makes no difference at all. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So let's have a go. We'll pick number 1 first. Start with number 1. Put 2, 3 and 4 over there. These are a bit silly because they're brand new, almost brand new. Let's have a look at number 1. As always, I'll tell you the negatives first. So get them out of the way. Anything negative, if there is anything. Then we do the lovely positives, the lovey-dovey stuff, hopefully, the nice things. The negatives first here indicate somebody around you that can't be trusted, number 1. And I'm looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead, so it may not have happened yet. If you're looking for a man, it's a man. If you're looking at a woman, it's a woman. It doesn't mean it's them, but that's how this is working. Somebody around you is heading your way who could cheat you and be rather untrustworthy. Now you may already know this person, and it appears that they get away with it because everybody likes them, so watch out for that. This reading number 1 indicates some tears. So have you been crying, or are they tears of regret? Are you thinking you wish you could do things differently? Of course you can't do that, but you can learn from the past. I always say it in every reading, you can learn from what you've done. You can't do it again, really, unless you get deja vu, of course. But you haven't got many negatives, number 1. This is a positive reading. However, there is a possibility of a loss. So that means be careful with belongings and possessions. In most psychic readings, if the spirit world predicts a loss, it's one that's avoidable. So I'm glad you're watching this tonight, because you can avoid losing something. Keep your valuables safe. In the worst cases, it can be you losing your job, and sometimes worse than that, but that's quite rare, and I don't think that's the case here. However, on a separate subject, there is a job offer in the reading, so it may be that. But watch out for losses. Some of you may have already experienced one. Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe if you haven't done so, and a special welcome to all my thousands of subscribers I've got now. You know, I'm so pleased that you're following me, and I'm so honoured and flattered, really. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so and click the bell icon and you'll never miss one of my videos. Now number 1, as I said, it's a timeless reading. So you'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And you've chosen this stack and these 8 cards from hundreds. There's hundreds of cards here. So there will be messages in here for you somewhere. They won't all resonate with you. Some will resonate with other people, but take in what resonates, ignore what doesn't, and wait for your lucky numbers. So let's tell you the rest of the negatives. There's some stress around, but that applies to every reading these days. Your stress levels are high. They've been getting higher lately, and you need to calm down and sort of rest a bit if you can. The only real negative that I'm picking up, and it may not be a negative, but there's not a lot of love in the reading, which probably means you know about it already. The spirit guides and the angels tell you things, usually tend to tell you things you don't know about. If you already know about your love life, then you may understand why there's not much of it coming through the reading. Doesn't mean you haven't got it, and it doesn't mean you won't get it. But you may not be with your soulmate at the moment. So the positives. One of the main positives here is that you're guided by a lady in spirit who I believe is with you right now for most of you. So feel around, see if you can get the feeling that somebody's there. You may not, some people can, some people can't. But for a lot of you, there's a lady in spirit with you now. If you're a chap watching this, a bloke watching this, then the spirit guide with you, I believe, will be a male, a man. So there's a lot of information here coming through about spirits and angels, and which can mean that some of you are going through a psychic period, but not always. So, a positive, money is coming, a lump sum of money is heading your way. Do you know about that, number one? As I often say, this is a sum of money you need to keep. Don't be too flippant with it and let it go too easily. I think you also, on top of that, separate to that, number one, you have general financial improvement coming. So things look good on that front. As I mentioned a job offer earlier, there is possibility of a job offer coming to you, and it may be something completely different. It may be that you are overqualified for what you've been doing, and this person or these people, it could be a committee or a board, are offering you a job that comes with some responsibility and something that you can get your teeth into and really enjoy. You may not take it, but I think you will. And so you've got money coming, a job offer, financial improvement, and you have, if you're a chap, the lady we're looking at is, I believe, a lover of animals, and I think some of them, and it comes up in almost every reading, I know it's repetitive, but there is a pregnancy in this reading, but that's because a lot of people get pregnant, so it's not difficult to predict pregnancies, but there is one in this reading, and if you're a bloke looking at this and you're looking at a lady, it could be her. If you're a lady watching this, then it could be you. Obviously you've got to be in the right age group, of course, but there is a pregnancy in this reading soon. There's also high fertility in this reading, number one, whether you're a boy or a girl, a man or a lady. High fertility means growth, things taking off, new beginnings, new hobbies, sometimes new lovers, sometimes new hobbies or interests or things to take your mind off your problems. So it's new beginnings are predicted, new work possibly, trickery maybe some tears in this reading. One or two of you, not many of you, number one, have been a bit depressed. But as I said, this won't apply to everybody. So I think you're going to get an offer of a job. I think you're going through a spiritual period. And I believe that you're into somebody, if you're a chap who may be pregnant. And if you're the girl watching this, it could be you or someone close to you. But spiritual stuff is good here. But what we need to do, before I give you your lucky numbers, is take a look at some oracle cards. But I must reiterate that you can't go backwards. If you're thinking of going backwards to something that happened in the past, you can't. This will include, and it comes up in lots of readings, will include going backwards to ex-lovers. Sometimes the spirits will encourage it, but usually they say no. If you had a lover and they're returning, that's fine. You can be friends. You can be the best of friends, but you can't really, I can't really recommend that you go back to an old lover, because you may spoil the plans that the spirit have for you in the future. If the spirit world are planning a new lover for you, and it looks like they are for some of you, then to go backwards would ruin it. And the same applies with the internet. A lot of people don't believe this, but it's not a good idea to find your lover on a dating site or on the internet, because if you do, once again you're forcing the issue, and the spirit world will plan your lovers for you. You'll find the one, you'll know when you find the one. You can go with dozens of acquaintances, but suddenly you'll fall in love with one of them. And it may take years, or you may fall in love when you're 15 years old. But the spirit world plan your lovers, and if you go and force the issue on dating sites, you're spoiling it, you're forcing the issue, and you could spend 10 years with the wrong person and miss the one the spirit world are planning for you. So that's my advice, that's my belief. Find your lover in a local village pub or the post office, on a local dance or the cinema, but not on the internet or dating sites. I'll have all the dating sites after me now. So what I'm going to do now is look at 4 oracle cards and remove this little crystal ball and see if they back up what I've been telling you. And they usually do, sometimes they don't, but these have all been shuffled and they're earth, air, fire and water. This one's an air card. Let's get the bike. Don't forget your lucky numbers, and they could change your life, so don't go without them. And if you're going to gamble with them, as I have to say, and I always say, gamble responsibly, otherwise you'll get into trouble, and you'll get me into trouble. But these numbers could make you hit the jackpot. So the first oracle card says, each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on, number one. Everything you send out to the universe goes out there and comes back like an echo. So think positive, don't be negative, and send out positive vibes, and it will come back to you that way. I'll read it to you once more. Each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. That's easy for me to say. It's not easy to do. It's quite easy to be negative. We've all done that, including me. But try and keep your thoughts positive for the next 12 to 14 weeks, number one. And you'll see the difference it makes, and it really will make a difference. Let's try the next one. Just show you that. It's a pink clouds on that one. It's very pretty. So, get it focused. The next one's an air card again. I don't know what after that. In fact, three of them are. This one's up in the sky, above the clouds. I don't know why, there's probably no air up there. Anyway, keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and a blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Now these things do happen, so don't think they're just cards. These are sorted out by the spirit world. My angels are in this with me. My angels have helped me this afternoon to pick your lucky numbers. So it's all relevant to psychic world and spirits. Next one's another air card. This one is, lightning. Don't you just love lightning? Especially if you're doing witchcraft, it makes it more powerful. This one says to you, let go of negative people in your life. They don't deserve your efforts. So it can be that you're surrounding yourself with negative people, number one, or negative attitudes. As it said at the first oracle card, keep your thoughts positive. And it seems to be repeating itself, reiterating those words. Let's have another look. Let go of negative people in your life. They don't deserve your efforts. Now you'll know who that means. I'm sure you'll know, number one, who that means. Think about it. Who's in your life that's negative? If you can avoid them. You can't hurt them, don't do that. But try to not let their negativity affect you. One more card. That is an earth card. Someone laying in the forest looking up through a circle of trees. This one says to you, number one, time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. Time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. The question of this reading was, what is he thinking now? What is she thinking now? I've gone off the subject slightly. The answer to that is that I believe if this person is a potential lover, then I believe that they're thinking what's on their mind. That's the question. What is on their mind is how to make this love affair stronger. They're not thinking how to get out of it. There's nothing like that. There's nothing suggesting an ending of a love affair in this reading, if that's what you're looking for. If it's something else, if it's a job offer, then what's on his mind will be, I believe, the offer of a job. So it depends what subject you're looking at. So what's on his mind, if I lost track a bit, I apologise. What's on his mind is, I believe, if it's a romance, then they want to strengthen this romance, and maybe they're thinking that you're not committed enough, or that they're thinking that they are not committing enough. And the two of you need to be brought together. And you can do that because the spirit world are not saying get rid of him. They're not saying get rid of her, and they will sometimes. They're not saying that at all. So what's on his mind? It's good. That's all you need to know. It's good stuff. So let me read that one to you again. Time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So if you have a problem with this person, this man or woman, try and spend a bit more time outdoors if you can. I know lately the weather's been terrible, but you may be watching this 5 years from today. If you can get into nature, on the beach, in the park, in the woods, in the fields, do so. Take the dog a walk if you've got one. And that will help you find the answers to your problems. Trust me, it works. Now I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. 6 numbers, number one, that could change your life forever. These numbers were selected by me with my spirit guides before we started filming this evening, earlier this afternoon actually. And you can use a couple of these numbers for casinos maybe, or lotteries or that sort of thing. You can use all 6 for lotteries. You do what you feel you should, but I'll give them now, okay? Remember, you've got to gamble safely and responsibly if you're going to gamble. Your numbers are number 1, 14, 22, 30, 34 and 45. Do they ring any bells? Wedding days, birthdays, christening days, the day you met your lover. They may mean nothing. It could be old addresses or car number plates, but these numbers can be familiar sometimes, but they are very important. So I've given you again number 1 that is, 14, 22, 30, 34 and 45. Gamble safely. Let me know if you hit the jackpot. Please comment below if you like this reading. Don't comment if you didn't, please. And click like if you liked it. Please share me with your friends on Facebook and all that stuff, and Instagram, is it, or Twitter. And subscribe if you would. And hit the bell icon and you'll never miss one of my readings. And now I'm going to get ready for number 2. And before I go, number 1, remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Let's take a look. Now, it's a timeless reading, as I think I mentioned, which means you can find this reading today, next week, or 10 years from today. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading number 2 when your spirit guides want you to find it. Now then, if you found this reading today and you've chosen me, and you've chosen from these hundreds of cards, this 8 cards here, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It may not all resonate with you, but some of it will. So take in what does, ignore what doesn't. You can choose another pack or 2 if you want. And at the end of this 8 card reading, there will be 6 lucky numbers for you. Lucky numbers that could change your life forever. So stay till the end. I'll also be looking at 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I tell you in the main reading. They usually do, but we don't know. They're all shuffles and nobody knows. Let me start off by telling you the negatives, and then we'll move on to the positives. And this reading is called What is on His Mind, or What is on Her Mind. If you're looking at a chap, what is on his mind? If you're looking at a girl or a lady, what is on her mind? Let's have a look. The negatives indicate stress, which applies to almost every reading you do, but this one is big. So your stress levels, number 2, some of you, not all of you, are looking at 7 or 8 out of 10, which is too high and it needs addressing urgently. So if you need to get your stress levels down, and you feel it, you will feel it, most of you, then do something to relax. A lot of people seem to thrive on stress and they don't realize they've got it, but you have got stress issues which will, as I often say, affect your sleeping patterns. It may affect your eating patterns. You may be overeating and putting on weight. You may be not eating enough or eating the wrong stuff. So stress is important that you deal with it. And you also, this may not be negative, but you're seeing somebody who works in a caring profession. It could be the vicar, so it may not be negative. You may be arranging a wedding. But somebody in a caring profession is about to give you some advice or information, so listen to it. So that may not be negative, but it could be, especially if you're not feeling very well. If it's a GP, or a doctor, they call them in America. We call them GPs here in England. In beautiful North Devon, by the way, by the sea, not far from the sea. Another thing that could be negative, but I don't think it is that you've got some karma coming, which means you're about to get, number 2, what you deserve. So if you've been naughty, you're going to pay for it in the coming 10 or 12, I'm looking 12 to 14 weeks really here. So during that period, you'll get some karma. So I think your karma is good because I can tell by the rest of the reading. But if you've been bad, you'll pay, and you pay 3 times. Karma is threefold, as we say. So you pay 3 times over. If your karma is good, you're rewarded 3 times over. So look out, it's good for most of you. if somebody else has hurt you, then they're about to get their karma as well. It could have been years ago. And they will get it, we all get it. Nobody escapes karma, it's not negotiable. So if anyone's hurt you, number two, they will pay for it. You may never find out, I hope you don't. But everybody gets what they deserve during the next 12 to 14 weeks. So stress. There is a man or lady coming your way. Now, if we're looking at a man, what's on his mind? It could be this man who's a bit flirtatious. So are you seeing somebody who is always chatting up the girls? Or if you're a chap, are you seeing a lady that's always being chatted up by the blokes? Or chatting up the men? Think about it. It may not apply to you, it'll only apply to some of you, as I said. But these are your negatives. There's very few negatives. And there's some exciting things here, so stick around because it's good. Don't forget your lucky numbers. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Join my thousands, I've got thousands now of subscribers. I'm so honoured and flattered. Please join us. Click subscribe, click the bell icon, and you'll never miss a reading with me because you'll get notified. So stress is your main issue here. You may have to see a doctor or someone in a caring profession. It could be a midwife, could be the vicar. You've got a man or a lady here who probably can't be trusted with romance things, so be careful with that. However, let's tell you the positives. There's a few complications around your love life. For a start off, and it's not negative, it's good, but somebody from the past will be in touch if they haven't already been. It could be someone you loved years and years ago. Somehow you lost each other, and now, all of a sudden, maybe you're both in a different state. Maybe you met when he was married or she was married, and maybe they're not anymore. Maybe it's time you can go backwards, because really, usually, the spirit world say do not go backwards, but not in this case. You're meeting someone from your past, number two, and it could be someone you loved before. And this love may stir within you again. Don't you love a good love story? I love these kind of readings. So there may be love coming for someone you knew in the past. You may have the chance, and it's not a certainty, but you may have the chance to rekindle this love now that you're both in sort of different positions. You may be freer. So the question of the reading is, what's on his mind or what's on her mind? It could be that you're thinking of trying again with a love you lost all those years ago. So sad. However, to complicate matters, there's also a new lover predicted. Now, it could be the same person and you're rekindling the love and making it new again. But it could be a brand new lover. So 1 minute there's nobody, next minute they all come at once. I always say like buses. So there's two possibilities here. Another fly in the ointment is that one of these people is flirtatious, as I said. So if you're looking at a lady, you may meet a lady from your past who you once loved. If you're looking for a man, you may be looking at a man that you loved before who returns. What's on his mind? What's on her mind? How on earth did we lose each other last time? Something caused it. Don't let it happen again, number two. If you go backwards, make it work, because it's worth it. So, that could be part of your karma as well, getting what you deserve that you didn't get before. Now there's movement in your reading, number two, which can mean moving house, and it can mean moving in with somebody. There's definitely a pair, or it could be just a holiday, but there's movement in this reading, and the movement is showing to be bringing happiness with it. So is it a holiday? Are you moving house? Are you moving your job? Whatever it is, it's good. So don't fear it. Don't fear it at all. Look forward to it. It's an exciting time. But I think that to complicate matters, one of these two possible persons is going to make you a romantic offer, and you can't trust them with the girls or the ladies. But there could be two, so I'm not sure which one it is. I can tell you that the flirty one is probably someone who travels a lot, but these days everybody travels a lot, don't they? But there's a new lover here, or the rekindling of an old love affair. Watch out for the law. If you're driving, watch out for speed tickets, parking tickets, filling in legal documents, signing mortgage papers, credit agreements. Watch it if you're signing things. Read them thoroughly. If you don't understand them, get someone to read them for you who does. Let's have a look to sum up this reading. Possibly going back into an old love affair, which is very rare in these readings. Spirits usually frown on that. and you're getting what you deserve. Keep an eye on your stress levels because you may be seeing a GP. There's nothing disastrous predicted here, but they don't always show up, so be careful of your stress levels and your sleeping patterns. Let's take a look now at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you. Don't go without your lucky numbers. They could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. So stick with me. It's only a few minutes. Your first card, let's get the bike, is an earth card. Let's have a look. These are all shuffled. A tree. A red tree in a red field. Nice. Has it been fiddled with, I wonder? I don't know. It looks nice anyway. This one says, number 2, see your circumstances as a blessing because they offer a chance to grow. So if you feel like you're a bit stressed or up in the air at the moment, look at your circumstances and see the blessings that you have. That's what it's saying to you. They offer you a chance to grow and grow this new love. That's what I'm picking up. The name of this reading is What Is He Think? What's on His Mind? And what is on his mind, or her mind, if you're looking at a girl, is rekindling, I think, an old romance, or, as I've mentioned, it's a brand new romance coming. Whichever way, number 2, there's love in this reading. Whichever way you look at it, there's love in it. So let's read this again. See your circumstances as a blessing because they offer you a chance to grow. Some of you will know what that means. You might think, yes, I know exactly what that means. Some of you, it won't apply to you. It won't apply to all of you. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or pick a different deck. This one's an air card. Do 4 of these, and then you're looking numbers. I love this one. He loves me, he loves me not. Dandelion. Do you ever done that when you blow the dandelion? Tell me down below if you have. Please comment down below. Please subscribe. Join my thousands of subscribers, which I'm so proud to have and pleased to have. This one says, have hope. You have the power to make change. Now make it. So if you feel trapped or stuck in a rut, this is saying to you, number 2, you have the power to make change. Now make it. Be confident in yourself. Let's read it again. Have hope. You have the power to make change, to make that change. Now make it. Do you know what that means? Some of you will. Please tell me below. I'll answer all my comments if I get a chance, because there can be a lot these days. This one, your third one, is an air card. Oh, lovely. Balloons floating over the sea. It's getting dark, so I hope they're coming in, not going out. It could be they're going out. I wouldn't like to be on. Anyway, this one says to you, number 2, meditate on your decision and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. So, if you've been making decisions, meditate on it. If you know how to meditate, lay on the couch, close your eyes, relax. If not, sleep on it, and the answer will come to you. Let's read it again. Meditate on your decision, and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. Trust your inner vision, as the song says. You people in America may not know that song. Bucks Fizz, I think. Trust your inner vision. Let's take your next card, another earth card. This is footprints in the sand. Where did they go, I wonder? Did they come towards the camera or away from it? This one says, put your own needs first for a change and things will become more clear. Now I always pick up that should say clearer, but anyway, that's the way they printed it. Put your own needs first, number 2, for a change, and things will become more clear. I'm sure you'll know what that means. Remember, this reading is called What's on His Mind or What's on Her Mind? The answer is one word, really, love. And sometimes that's quite unusual, especially for a chap. They don't often talk about love or allow their feelings to get away with them. Some of them do. I'm not saying they all don't. Let's take a look at your lucky numbers. Now, these lucky numbers could change your life forever. There's 6 of them. You may want just to use a couple of them for the raffles and that sort of thing. Casinos, maybe. I keep repeating, please gamble safely and responsibly if you're gambling with my lucky numbers. These were selected by me for you with my angels, my spirit guides, before we started filming this evening. These numbers, you may recognize them. They may be like birthdays or car number plates or addresses you lived at, wedding dates, divorce dates. They could be any of those things. Let's see what they are, number 2. Your first number is number 3, 23, 33, 35, 39 and 49, unusual numbers. Did you write those down? Do they ring any bells? Are they familiar? Number 2. Giving you again. 3, 23, 33, 35, 39 and 49. If you hit the jackpot, let me know down there. I promise I won't tell anybody. I'll keep it secret. You could be a millionaire. I'm going to get ready for number 3 now. So remember, it's been so lovely having you, by the way, and talking to you. And I really appreciate you watching this. I know it takes time. Please subscribe and tell all your friends about me on Facebook and Twitter and all that lot. Remember, number 2, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. Let's take a look. This is a pick a card reading, of course, as you picked number 3. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 5 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And you chose number 3, these 8 cards here, from hundreds of cards here. So number 3, there will be a message or more than one message in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you. Take in what does and ignore what doesn't. And you can pick another deck. There are 4 to choose from. At the end of this reading, there will be 6 magic numbers for you, chosen by me with my spirit guides, with my angels before we started filming. These 6 numbers could change your life forever, so stay to the end. Don't go away. There'll also be 4 oracle cards that I'll look at to see if they back up what I'm about to tell you here. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first. And I'm looking now 12 to 14 weeks ahead. And the title of this reading is What's on His Mind? Or What's on Her Mind? What is on his mind? What is on her mind? Depends if you're looking at a chap or a girl. So, what's on his mind? Let's tell you the negatives first. Arguments, quarrels, conflict, bickering, all of those may occur, may not yet, but they may occur with you during the coming 12, 14 weeks really, the next quarter or so. That's what I'm looking at now. That's from whenever you find this reading, okay? So avoid arguments, because the spirits always say, if the spirits or the angels predict arguments, it means you must avoid them because you won't win. If you get into an argument, you're going to lose probably, and that includes being dragged into other people's quarrels. It could be the sister-in-law, it could be your brother and his wife, it could be anyone. It could be the people at work, people down the pub or the club. Don't get involved in arguments because you'll lose. And that includes conflict with the law or solicitors. Another negative here is that you're not sleeping very well, some of you. As I said, it won't apply to all of you. But you can see there, this chap alone, or a lady, alone at night with their worries for company. Depending on what surrounds each card, in this occasion, I believe it means you're not sleeping well. You may get to sleep all right, and then you wake up again and you can't get back off. It tells me you're worrying about something. We'll come to that in a bit if I pick it up, but at the moment, I can't see reason for much worrying. There are signs of temptation, as depicted by the Major Arcana's Devil card. Now, that looks a lot more fierce and gruesome than it really is. It means you may be tempted to do something naughty or something you wouldn't normally do. And the answer is, the message is, don't do it. It can also mean that you're tempted to say things that you may regret. This card comes up an awful lot, so do all the Major Arcana cards, but it's nothing to fear, okay? You also have the Empress. So I'll tell you about the Empress in a minute, but the Major Arcana are the major secrets, really. That's what the Arcana word means. Minor secrets, the Minor Arcana. The major secrets, the Major Arcana. So watch out for quarrels. Keep out of quarrels. Sort your sleeping patterns out, because I think you're worrying about something, and I'm not sure what it is. It may come up in the reading. The question is, What's on his mind? There seems to be some kind, and this may not be negative, I don't think it is, but some kind of crossroads is coming to you with your love life. So if we're looking at this man or this lady as a potential lover or an existing lover, then they may have this on their mind. What's on his mind? And I think there are questions to be asked about your future. And when the spirit world say that you've got to answer questions of yourself, it means you'll need to answer questions that you're asking yourself. And you'll have to do it. If you don't do it, you may be forced into it, and that's not good. So you're going to ask yourself questions about your love life, and that's what this he or she may be doing if it's a love thing. And it often is with these readings. This can mean that there are two lovers for you to choose from, or that he or she may be choosing between you and another lover. Now you have to let me know in the comments below. It won't apply to all of you. Please tell me, and don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I bring out a new video, once or twice a week. And join our thousands of subscribers and share me with your friends. And click like if you like it. Don't click don't like if you don't like it, okay? And always comment below because it's interesting to see the comments. So the negatives here indicate temptation. You may be tempted to do something that you wouldn't normally do. More importantly, perhaps you may be tempted to say things that you may regret. Don't say things you'll regret. You can't unsay them. You can apologize, but you can't take them back. People may forgive, but they don't forget. Watch out for arguments. Sort your sleeping patterns out. It may be you're going to bed too late and getting up late and not sleeping properly. You're sleeping all night long, but you still feel tired in the mornings. That's caused by stress, which is probably in the reading as well. It's in most readings. It's not apparent in this one, but I'm sure that's what it means. And you have this decision to make about your love life. Decisions that you make during the next 10 or 12, 14 weeks. Any decisions you make in this period will be very, very important, and they could shape your life for many, many years to come. So it's important that you make the right ones. That's why you watch these readings, I hope. If you want a proper reading with me on the phone, davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, that's my website. One of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Let's tell you some positives. Well, it comes up in lots of readings. It's happened already tonight because it happens to lots of people. There is a pregnancy in this reading as depicted by the Empress from the Major Arcana. It can mean that's a pregnancy, not always. It just means fertility sometimes, things growing, things expanding. And it can also mean that there's a new baby already arrived not long ago. And it can mean that one is imminent and it may arrive any day. So the Major Arcana's Empress card is a lovely card to have in a reading. If it's not you that's pregnant, it's going to be someone close. Let me know in the comments, please. It's very interesting to read the comments. Looking at the Major Arcana Sun card, which is there, you can see a baby there. So there may already be a baby around. So there could be a pregnancy, a baby coming, and already a baby, a young baby or a toddler already around you or around him or her that we're looking at. What is on his mind or her mind? You've got a friend coming your way, if you don't already know. If you're a lady, it's a lady, and she's very well seated, successful, quite well off. She's not skint, she's not a millionaire. She's important, feminine lady, a very attractive lady. Do you know who she is? Am I picking up you, number 3? Lost count of your numbers then. Is it you I'm picking up? She's a lovely lady anyway. And she's important to you. I don't know the reason, but she is. If you're trying for a baby, number 3, this is a great time because the Empress card can mean high fertility levels. And I'm looking, as I said, 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So if you want to try for a baby during the next quarter or so, this is a great time to try. Let me know in the comments if you are becoming pregnant. You also have here another Major Arcana card called the Fool. There we are. You can see this man is about to walk over the edge of a cliff. The dog looks at him as if to say, are you stupid? Are you mad? The Fool card, in an ordinary deck of cards, that is a joker. One of 2 jokers, of course. In the Major Arcana, the Fool card is asking you to take a risk. Not to be stupid and walk over the edge of a cliff like that. It wants you to take a few chances, to be adventurous, to be daring, to boldly go where you haven't been before, I always say, like Star Trek. New beginnings are predicted. The spirit world, your angels, the angels that guide me, want me to say to you, take a chance. If you're thinking of doing something and you're umming and ahhing, especially with this man or lady that we're looking at, take a chance. Think about it first. Don't just do it without thinking about it. I don't want you blaming me if it goes wrong. But the spirit world want you to take a risk. Be a bit more, get up and go, a bit more adventurous. Do things you've never done before. Things you've always wanted to do. Do them now. It's time. Life's all about timing. Talk to the lady I mentioned if you need to, because she's good. If you're a man, it will be a man, by the way. A man, as I said, well-dressed, successful, probably not skint, got a few bob, maybe, and they're important in this reading. But you have a decision to make, and you're going to have to make it, and it's around your love life, and it's concerning what this person has on their mind. And you have a new beginning coming up as well. So things are changing, but only if you take a chance. Otherwise you may just swan along as you've been doing for years. So you need to think about that. Think about the Fool card, the Joker. Is it time for you to take a risk? Don't be reckless, just be a bit adventurous. Let's take a look at some oracle cards. We'll look at 4 of these, then your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. They could change your life. This time next year you could be a millionaire. Your first oracle card, I get my bike, is a water card. Let's have a look. Droplets of water being splashed in freeze frame photography. Hard to say when you want a drink of water. Now then, extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. This is a very powerful message. This isn't just a piece of paper. Well, it is a piece of paper. These messages are coming from Spirit, believe me. The angels are saying to you, extra magical energy surrounds your situation now, right now. Expect miracles. Take a chance. Let me know in the comments if this means something to you, number 3. I'm sure it will. Your next one is a water card, again. Somebody building little castles in a river, in a stream. This one says, celebrate a community of friends and happy announcements. There's somebody announcing a baby or a pregnancy. Could be a wedding or a birthday, but it's not likely to be a birthday because it's an announcement. So celebrate a community of friends or a happy announcement. You'll know what that means, number 3, I'm sure. They don't all mean something to all of you, but some of it will mean some of it to some of you, okay? Your next card is a fire card. This is a tree. I think it's getting dark, or is it getting light? Nice picture, some birds flying around. This one says to you, number 3, courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. What a powerful reading, what a wonderful reading this is. I'm so glad you stay with me. You don't want to miss this one. I'll tell you again, courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. Creativity could mean this taking a chance. Have a go at something new. Take a risk. Be a bit daring, a bit naughty, but don't be reckless. Last one, another fire card. Lots of candles there. Good when you have a power cut. This one says you come into your own, continue to move forward. Everything about this reading, number 3, it's the best one so far tonight. You've come into your own, continue to move forward. You know what that means. Take a chance. The whole reading is about taking chances. The question, the message of the reading is, what's on his mind, or what's on her mind? I think there's some kind of crossroads in your love life. It's not bad, don't worry about it, but the decisions you make about your romance could shape you for many years, so try to make the right ones. If you want a reading with me, as I said, it's davidcharlespsychic.com, and I'd love to talk to you. So let's take a look at your lucky numbers. Don't forget to subscribe and share me with your friends on Twitter and Facebook and all that lot, please, and give it a like if you like it. Don't give it a like if you don't like it. Don't give it a dislike, I mean. And make some comments below, and I'll answer them if I can. I'll try and answer all my comments, but things are getting very busy. Your lucky numbers. Now, you must gamble safely if you're going to gamble with these, okay? Don't start going over the top and get us all into trouble. Gamble responsibly. You may only need a couple of them. You may want to use all 6. And they are... You won't want to get a pen, I don't know. Number 7, 26, 31, 41, 42 and 46. These were chosen by me with my angels, my spirit guides, before we started filming this evening. These numbers could change your life forever. Remember, 7, 26, 31, 41, 42 and 46. Do they mean anything to you? Are they familiar? Are they birthdays? Are they wedding days, divorce days, car number plates, addresses you may have lived at? They may be familiar, they may not, but they could change your life. If you hit the jackpot and become a multi-millionaire, please tell me in the comments, and I promise I won't tell a soul. I'll keep it secret. Thank you so much. I'm going to get ready for number 4. It's been lovely talking to you. Please subscribe, share me with your friends, click the like button. What else is there? The bell icon, so you don't miss any of my videos. And it's been so lovely talking to you. I love doing good reading because this is a good reading. And remember number 3, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. Let's have a look. It's a pick a card reading, as you know, and it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And number 4, you've chosen this 8 cards from hundreds. This table's got hundreds of cards on it, and you've chosen them today. You've been drawn to my website, my channel, so there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you, but there'll be messages in here for you somewhere, number 4. I'm sure of it, and we'll see. I'm going to show you all the negatives first, then the positives, then we look at some oracle cards, and then I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers, 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever, chosen by me with my spirit guides, with my angels, before we started filming this evening. These 6 lucky numbers could change your life forever. You could become a totally new person, but you must, if you gamble with them, you must gamble responsibly. So I'll give you those at the end. Don't go without your lucky numbers. There's 6 lucky numbers on the end of all the 4 stacks, so you can pick more than one stack if you want to. Let me tell you the negatives first. The question is, the name of the reading is, what's on his mind? What is on his mind, or what is on her mind? Wow. For a start off, it may be on their mind that there's some bickering, jealousy and backstabbing going on around you or around him or her or both of you. There seems to be jealousy in this reading, and it's a big deal, and it needs to be sorted out because you've had this before and you don't need it again. It could be family interference, it could be people at work, it could be your girlfriends or boyfriends that are jealous and the knives are out. Maybe you've upset them somehow, and there's nothing here that said you should have done or you have, so don't feel bad about that. But somebody is jealous of you, and they may be jealous of he or she as well. We could be looking at a girl or a chap. Depends if you're looking at a man, what is on his mind. If you're looking at a girl, what is on her mind. But the negatives here indicate stress, which we have with number 2. High levels of stress, bickering, backstabbing that you may not be aware of, and I'm looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead, number 4. So be careful. Don't tell people all your business. Keep your own counsel. Keep your own privacy unless you know for sure that there's someone you can trust. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes it's the last people you think of. I am struggling to see negatives here. It's a positive reading apart from that. You do have stress issues, but that goes with almost every reading these days. It's a part of the modern world. But your stress levels are too high, about 6 out of 10. I think for number 2 there were 8 out of 10. So your stress levels could do with coming down a bit. But I think this person, if we're looking at a lover here, what's on his or her mind, I think they're considering that this love needs to get stronger. It's there, the foundations are there, and I think they want you to make it stronger, or they're thinking of giving you more commitment than they have been. Now that can mean that somebody else behind the scenes again is causing trouble. Maybe they're already married and they've got to get divorced. Maybe they're attached to someone that they don't really want to see any further, any longer, and they don't want to hurt their feelings. There's something going on here that's preventing you two from being as close as that, as close as Romeo and Juliet. I know they both got killed, I know, but I'm just joking. But it appears what's on their mind is that this relationship hasn't gone as far as it can go. And the problem is, and they may not know this, but you, number 4, have another admirer. Do you know about this? Has somebody taken a shine to you? Because if they haven't, they're going to. And it's 12 to 14 weeks ahead, so it could be tomorrow morning, it could be in 6 weeks. But somebody fancies you, number 4. If you're a man, it's going to be someone you may know at work. If you're a woman, it could be someone you know down the gym, or you work with them. It could be someone you know. But somebody fancies you. They may never tell you, so you may never. I may never prove to be right about this. But somebody has got a really longing to get to know you better. I can't see many negatives. I think you're going through a pause. I often say this in readings. It's like your life is in a pause and you're waiting for things to happen. And it can be frustrating. The pause is not real. Things are happening underneath the surface. You're just not seeing them. So if things are getting sort of held up, don't despair, don't get your temper or lose your temper, because these things are going to change soon. As long as you avoid people that you can't trust that will stab you in the back at the first opportunity. These are strong words from me. I don't use these words a lot, but they're in this reading and they are concerning me. You have the Emperor here from the Major Arcana. I often show the major cards. Arcana means secrets. They're from the major secrets. And this is the Minor Arcana, some of these. This is the Major Arcana. This signifies an older person, could be a man or a lady, who possibly gives you advice. Could be your mum, could be your dad, or a mother figure or a father figure. It could, of course, be someone in spirit who guides you and cares for you. This person, if they're on this side, they're very wise, they've been around a long time, and there may be someone that you go to for advice. This is not to do with the backstabbing, this is a nice person. Who's that? Do you know who that is, number 4? Does it ring any bells? It will for some of you, not for all of you. As I said, it could be someone in spirit. These are your positives now. You have an admirer. Is that positive, or could it be a nuisance, I wonder? But you have an admirer coming if you haven't already got them. On a separate subject to love, your career situation is improving. So if you're looking for work or a job or a new contract or a promotion, this is the time to do it. It's all about timing. The whole of life is about timing. If you're in the right place at the right time, you can be a millionaire or famous movie star, or you could be run over by a car. You know, it depends where you are and at what time. So it depends where you are at the right time, and all of life is about timing. That's what I'm trying to say. But your career situation will improve during the next 12 to 14 weeks. Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Join our thousands of subscribers. I can say that now because there is thousands. And it'd be lovely to have you as part of our subscribing family. And click the bell icon so you won't miss any of my readings, because if you click the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I upload a reading, which is usually once or twice a week. So your career situation is improving. Now, this man or lady that was saying what's on his mind, they may be linked to your work, or what's on her mind. I'm not certain about that, but they could be linked to your... Is it someone you're seeing at work, I wonder? But not for all of you, but they could be linked to your work. Some of you number 4, are about to receive a share of money. Now, remember, I'm going to give you lucky numbers at the end, so bear that in mind. So it can mean a win, because a share means you're not the only one receiving it. However, it can be you're on the stock market dealing with shares. In the worst cases, it can be a share from a legacy or a bereavement. There's nothing like that in this reading, so it's not that. But there is a share of money coming your way, and you are very generous. This comes up a lot as well, and you tend sometimes to let it out too easily. And I'm not going to tell you to change, because you can't. That's part of your beautiful characteristics, most of you. Not all of you, but a lot of you can be over generous and always giving, and sometimes no one seems to give you anything back. So we'll see what the oracle cards, if they mention that in a minute. They may do. So you have an admirer, you have an older person who you can turn to for advice, who's, I think, on this side, but they could be a spirit guide. Your pause is about to change. If you're in a pause, if you're waiting for things to start to grow, they will soon, so be patient, don't get mad. Watch out for backstabbers, watch out for improvement around your career, and you may have noticed this chap here. This is the Knight of Pentacles. He travels, but these days, most people travel, don't they? The Knight in Pentacles, well, any of the knights really, can indicate a knight in shining armour. Of course, if you're looking at a lady, the same applies. She could be someone who comes along to save you, as it were, using strange words, but that's what it can mean. They save you from loneliness, they could save you from yourself. They're coming along just when you needed them. This person could be very important. I'm not sure for every one of you what that means, but I think a lot of you will know. You're about to meet, if you haven't already done so, your saviour, your knight in shining armour, or your queen or princess in shining armour. Watch out for that. Let me know in the comments. It would be interesting to see your comments. Now, you may have noticed this one. This is the Major Arcana's Wheel of Fortune. So there's a quiz show called that once, I think, in the UK. Here in beautiful North Devon, by the way, in the UK. The Wheel of Fortune, depending on what surrounds it, and it's surrounded by money, as you may have noticed, and your knight in shining armour, they're around it. This couldn't be a better time to have the Wheel of Fortune, because it means that your luck is about to change, and about time too. Your luck is changing for the better, number 4. You heard it here first, David Charles Psychic. If you want a reading with me, on my own, on the phone, from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on the top of the home page. If you can't get me on there, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the very best. My team are the elite. Otherwise, they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. So, your fortunes are about to change. There's money coming. Your knight in shining armour is coming if he hasn't or she hasn't already. Watch out for backstabbers. Improvement with your career. That's pretty much a certainty. And if you feel that things are not going quickly enough, just be patient. Things are about to change, and your lucky numbers may help with that. Remember the older chap or lady, it could be a lady, a mother figure or a father figure. They are someone you can turn to when you want proper advice, and they'll tell you the truth. Don't expect them to pussyfoot around. They'll tell you it as they see it. So be ready for that. But it could be someone in spirit. And you have an admirer, as depicted there by the 4 of Cups. You're just not seeing it. It's looking away. Can you see that? The Cups are the love cards. In an ordinary pack of cards, these would be the hearts, of course. And Cups are holding the love and the feelings and the compassion. This is one of the best readings I've seen for a while. The question is, what's on his mind? I think what's on his mind is that he or she, I'm not saying they want to get closer, but I'm thinking that they feel that they could get closer. And you could both get closer. And you could both make something really special happen. You may already be married to this person. Doesn't mean you don't know each other, but they could still think that you could be closer. And I think you could too. Let me know in the comments. Let's do 4 oracle cards and then your lovely lucky numbers. So where's my bike? Here it is. Let's try the first one. The first one is a water card. These have been shuffled. And there we have a fountain, a waterfall. That card doesn't come out very often. That's strange. This one says, your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. That's guidance from this, of course. So they are agreeing with the reading. Your prayers are manifesting. Your desires are manifesting. Remain positive. You must remain positive and follow your guidance. And follow your guidance also means go with the feelings you have inside. Don't listen to everyone else around the pub and down the gym and all that. Follow your own guidance from within. And spiritual guidance, especially depicted by the emperor, okay? Remember that? The older chap or lady that guides you. Let's try your second oracle card. I do 4 of these. This is an earth card, and this one is I always think of the Rocky Mountains in Canada, where I once went. British Columbia. I'm sure it's not. Wait, maybe you can tell me. Somebody tell me below. You may recognise it. Could be Lake Louise or something. This one says, your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of trying to be right. So if you're seeing someone you shouldn't be, it's that kind of thing. It doesn't mean you're always thinking you know it all, but you've got to stop trying to be right, because you can't be right all the time. So let's read it again. Your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy. Try to be happy. Don't worry about being right all the time. You'll never do it. You may think you can, but you can't. Nobody can. Unless they watch my readings, of course. David Charles Psychic. Let's have another one. This is an earth card. Oh, I love that one. An avenue of trees. Looks like it may have been messed with a bit, that photograph. It's still beautiful. This one says, the solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. You know what that means, number 4? The solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. And I often say, this often means that you need to forgive yourself. If you feel you've done something wrong in the past, and you may think you have, but forgive yourself. It's important that you have the ability to do that, to forgive yourself and to love yourself. As I always say in these readings, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to love you? You need to love yourself, number 4. Remember, you heard it here first. Last air card, an air card. This is a circle of trees, now a circle of clouds. Very pretty. This one says to you, number 4, what you are feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. Are you feeling excited? Are you anxious? Are you raring to go? Are you going to take chances? Are you going to allow your luck to change for the better? What you're feeling is not fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. What a wonderful reading. I don't know what's coming up when these readings are unfolding, but that one is lovely and I love it. And I'm going to give you now 6 magic lucky numbers chosen with me, by me with my angels, my spirit guides, before we started filming earlier this evening, late this afternoon. These numbers could change your life forever, but you must gamble responsibly if you're going to gamble with them. You may only need a couple of them, but I'm going to give you 6. They may be familiar. Maybe birthdays or wedding days or divorce days or car number plates. Let's see. You may need a pen. You can always stop the video, of course. Your first number is number 11, number 12, 30, 31, 41 and 48. Do these ring any bells? Tell me in the comments. If you hit the jackpot and become a multi-millionaire, please comment below and tell me. I promise I'll keep it a total secret. Nobody will ever know. Let's give them you again. Number 11, 11, 12, 30, 31, 41 and 48. These numbers are magic. They're lucky numbers. They could change your life forever. As I said, gamble responsibly. It's been a pleasure talking to you with such a lovely reading as this. I'm so glad you stayed with me. And if you like to pick up another stack, do so. Please watch my other videos. There's well over 100 of them. Tell your friends about me. Share me on Facebook, Twitter and all that stuff. Click subscribe for me and the thumbs up. And comment below if it's nice. Don't comment below if it's not nice, because I'll delete it, okay? So it's been lovely talking to you. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, number 4, remember, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.